Hello, hello, hello. What's up? Alright, we're here. This is a big one. We're on. Firstly, we're going to be reading it, alright? How are we doing? Yo, 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 yo. I'm here. How to get everything set up. So I got the page pulled up right now. If you don't know what we're talking about the director's take 5v5 and 6v6 blog. You guys ready to read it? Let's do it. Alright, let me move this out of the way. Perfect. Alright. Here we go. Director's take, opening up the conversation on 5v5 and 6v6. Let me get close for reading purposes. Alright. Hey everyone. There's been a lot of talk about 6v6 lately, and it's only intensified in recent weeks since we posted our latest director's take and made a Twitter post with a promise to talk about it in the future. I love how they don't even call it X either. Well, now is the future. And this is that next piece. So let's get into it. Wait, let's not get into it quite yet. Oh god. This is a pretty complex and nuanced topic, and it gets to the beating heart of what makes the game tick. Our players have different opinions and preferences about the ideal number of players in an Overwatch match, and so does our team. We're a microcosm, I can't pronounce that, of the broader community, and discuss this internally. I'm hoping that this piece will serve as an introduction to our own discussions and a jumping off point to engage with all of you. I'd also like to set a few expectations and ground rules. First, it's pretty long. Creators are going to lose their voices reading this one aloud. Nah, I think I'll be alright. If you'd like actually, how would I just mute the game real quick? Okay. If you'd like a TLDR, the what's next section should suffice. Secondly, I'm not here to tell you what you'd ought to like or even what's empirically better. This is a game, and your preference for fun is relative to your own tastes, ability, and experience. Lastly, there are a few years of decisions that affect such a fundamental piece of Overwatch. Some of you may be intimately aware of this, while others might not. Before diving in, I'd like to set the stage and give some context on some of the larger changes to the game that ultimately culminated in the 5v5 format we have today. Alright, I'm willing to get into that because, the general consensus on what they've said before is the shift from 5v5 began because, in the simplest ways possible, tank queues were extremely long, and they wanted to fix queue times because you were waiting 20 minutes if you were queuing DPS or support because nobody wanted to play tank. Why? There's so much CC in Overwatch 1 that it made tank just not fun. It's sort of the same way now in 5v5, but instead of that, you kind of just explode. That's the difference. You explode, and we have a problem where tanks don't feel like tanks. Tanks were tanky for the most part, but you'd get chain CC'd into oblivion and die. So it's weird. Let me take another sip of drink. Alright, let's get into it. There have been 3 large format changes to Overwatch, and the first happened shortly after the game launched. This was hero limits. Yep, true. Before this, there could be any number of a particular hero on one team. You could have 6 Genjis or 6 Reinhardts, and if my memory serves me right, the winner of Team 4's first international tournament was 1 Winston and 5 Zenyatas. That is actually correct. That is true. We called it Quinston. Zenyatta orb stack with no cap to healing at the time. It was glorious and terrifying. I didn't know that changed. I cannot believe that didn't have a stack at some point. Wow. The insane amount of healing you could probably get off of that. Imagine if that was still in the game. Of course, you'd have to play no limits or something to do that. During early development, it was necessary to have duplicate heroes per team. Our first core combat milestone only had 4 heroes. As the roster grew, this was no longer necessary, and it also introduced issues. Overwatch heroes have very distinct kits with impactful abilities. Stacking abilities could be fun, but it posed challenges to balancing many of those abilities in game. People reference double barrier, double shield, but back then you could have 6. Imagine cycling 6 immortality fields. Yeah, that'd be drastically terrible. But, that was also because people were new to the game and didn't know how to play with it. But I'm sure, double. Can you imagine sextuple shield? That'd be great. The number of team compositions and the strategies available was huge. The variety was great, but we didn't feel like we could ever truly balance the game without severely watering down our heroes. So we made the choice to impose a limit on one of each hero per team. This essentially solved the issue of ability stacking, but it did have a few side effects. It traded some of the creativity in putting together team compositions for a more consistent and balanced experience. It also took away some choice from players if someone wanted, If someone wanted to play Tracer, this is where I am, but you were already Tracer. Are you fucking kidding me? Did they really just do that? They're already Tracer. They would be unable to. A theme of this, and future decisions, was limiting match variety as well as player freedom and creativity in order to create a more balanced, consistent, and competitive experience for players. Remember this point, because we'll touch on it a few more times in this piece. I think the hero limit rule was a great decision, and we would make it again. Absolutely. It's an amazing decision. The other two large format changes have a lot of positive benefits, but are not as clear cut. The second largest change to the game's format was the move of open queue to roll queue. This is because Brigida was released, I hope they say that, which limited team compositions to 2 heroes for each role, and goats. Because Brigida existed and goats formed, they had to do this. Before roll queue, there were no enforced 2-2-2 team composition, and players had the freedom to select any role they liked once they loaded into a match. With open queue, teams allowed more freedom of choice about what heroes and team compositions to play, but there are quite a few problems that roll queue intended to address. Prior to implementing roll queue, there was a stark imbalance in the number of players playing each role within each match. Damage was by far, and still is today, the most popular role, and tank was by far the least popular. Wait, hold on. Let me go back. Prior to implementing the roll queue. Oh, okay, I was thinking. Okay, so they're talking about in general. I was thinking, like, right before they implemented roll queue, damage would have been the least popular because you had had 3 tanks, 3 supports. But they're talking about in general. Okay. In fact, seeing matches with 5 or 6, or even 6 damage players on team was not uncommon. Very true, I remember this. This role imbalance frequently led to wildly imbalanced matches between teams. The game played better when heroes from all 3 roles were selected. The disparity caused social issues as players would try to pressure others into playing tank or support roles. Very true, even if they didn't want to. It made balancing heroes more difficult since we couldn't balance out a certain role ratio for each team. And it even made introducing new heroes more difficult since any new hero kit had to take into consideration hundreds of different team compositions and abilities that could overlap with it. The move to a roll queue format was aimed to mitigate these changes. This is all hindsight, Obviously, we're just looking back on changes they've already made, and obviously it's done well for the game since. Moving to roll queue solved many of these problems and added some additional benefits to the game as well. With roll queue in place, matchmaking is based on a skill within a given role, not just skill overall. Some players have wildly different skill ratings per role, so the ability to matchmake around set roles provides a big, measurable boost in match quality. Roll queue also solidified the identity of each role, and it made the fantasy of doing that role's job become clear. They're big talking on they love talking about hero fantasies. I've never been big on when they say fantasy on anything, but it is what it is. But the balancing gets done, and obviously roll queue is a good idea. No shit, right? However, the switch to the roll queue system did have some downsides, the largest of which was much longer queue times. Hold on, it's not inherently because roll queue didn't inherently bring longer queue times, it's because of the way the game was balanced is what brought on longer queue times. Prior to roll queue, the matchmakers needed to find 12 players of similar skill levels in order to put matches together. After roll queue, they needed to find 4 players of each role to make a match. The total number of players queuing has no effect on this, and almost solely governed by the ratio of people queuing for the least popular role. There you go. Given the game's lower relative ratio of players queuing for tank than other damage and support roles, queue times went way up. We'll go into details on this later. Are they going to mention because of the CC? The team tried to address this imbalance in various ways. We introduced a priority pass system that gave players who played low-demand roles, tank, a shorter queue when they switched to damage. Yep. This had a positive effect for several weeks, but its influence quickly faded. We also introduced systems to reward players for playing tank, and eventually gave them a loot box and a bunch of XP for queuing that role. I would queue like 5 games of tank, get my priority passes up, get my loot box, and play DPS for the rest of the season. None of those were able to put a dent in the demand for playing DPS. Damage queue times drifted a bit lower over time, but most of this was due to the introduction of open queue competitive and the permanent loss of damage players unwilling to wait that long from a match. There were additional drawbacks with roll queue. I mentioned earlier that many of our decisions made improvements to the game at the cost of match variety and player freedom. Team compositions are now locked into 2-2-2. This is another step to a more consistent experience within Overwatch, but sometimes consistency can start to feel samey. There are some pretty exciting metas in the pre-roll queue world, and swapping to a hero of a different role mid-match was a much bigger change and more exciting. True, but again, it was hard to balance. I can sacrifice that honestly if it means there's better overall balance, then swapping to the one of the same role. Like hero limits, roll queue took away a part of the freedom in selecting heroes that served as the base of Overwatch, but I often wonder if the success of it is as cut and dry as that of hero limits. Could there be an in-between version that softens the original problems without completely solving them? And also, isn't it quite as restrictive as our current roll queue system? A bit more on that later. How about that? Alright, here, third major format change. We're right here. These challenges, as well as longer queue times, lead us to the third most recent major format change to the game, the shift from 6v6 to 5v5. This is almost a blog within a blog, but we're going to cover three things. Why we switched to 5v5, queue times after it switches to 5v5, what the team thinks about 6v6. Here we go. Why we switched to 5v5. There are many reasons behind the transition to 5v5. When we launched Overwatch 2, we talked about greater individual agency that players could have in 5v5. Overwatch is a team sport and requires players to rely on each other to be successful. This was made even more the case previously. Do you mind if hold on? I got an idea. How about I read like this? Does this sound a little better? Probably not. Anyway, this was even more the case previously, and the game could be frustrating if your team was out of sync. Many times, fights in 6v6 couldn't resolve until ultimate abilities came online. Correct that, until ultimate combos could be executed to break through 2 tanks worth of mitigation supported by high, uncontested healing output. You'd think the solution would be to nerf healing output overall, and if you can't do that, get rid of CC, make tank, you know what I mean? The world of 6v6 have really high highs, but really low lows. One of the design goals of 5v5 was to try to raise that floor, and even though it was at the expense of some of those some of those high moments. Overwatch 2 also has a greater emphasis on FPS gameplay. There's less damage mitigation and CC. Really? Is that? Hold on, I'm setting the mic back down again. Is that really that true? Because it feels like there's more CC. There's more overall CC in Overwatch 2. It's just not hard CC. And there's also way more damage mitigation. I don't think that's not true. What? Okay, and players get to shoot at enemies more. Crowd control could take players out of the game for extended periods of time, especially when they're chained back to back. A 5-second Somber Hack, May Freeze, and our primary fire, Brick Bash, Honestly, Barissa Hold, Sigma Rock could all happen consecutively to one player. Typically, a tank who could often survive this onslaught, at least in game. Their real life mental health was another story. There you go. See? Damage heroes often complain that their role was the least impactful relative to the strength of superpowered tank synergies and support heroes undoing their playmaking. The emphasis on ability cooldown management, ult tracking, shooting barriers instead of players, and not big enough timing windows to just shoot enemies and get eliminations were all factors that contributed to this feeling. Yeah, that's fair. Support heroes also had to focus almost exclusively on healing, since the bigger team health pool was more incoming damage on the field with the additional tank player. In 5v5, they have more agency to add some damage or duel with other heroes. Well, nowadays, it's more like you have to pocket your one tank anyway, because all that damage is now on to that tank. Tank synergy wasn't always fun. It slowed the game down and stabilized it, but sometimes it absolutely ground it to a halt. People point to the double shield meta as an example of this. It wasn't just about double shields though. The ability to stack a very defensive heavy lineup, especially in games that required a team to push through a small choke 2 CP, caused a lot of matches to feel like there was no progress at all. The game is faster now and doesn't typically stall out. It feels like there is more room to move around a map without the need to earn every inch of it. And 5v5 fights are often less focused around moving in a death ball formation than there is more room to take angles, flank, and duel other players, which brings me into that FPS gameplay. While 6v6 can have high moments, it's also hard to follow. Tracking 9 other players is easier than 11. There are fewer visual effects on screen. That's horseshit. It feels like there's way more visual effects on screen now. Lifeweaver's tree, Alari ult, Kitsune, Mauga Cage. Like, you see what I mean? It's more cluttered nowadays, still. Especially during big team fights. Overwatch is a pretty demanding game. Moving to 5v5 makes it a bit more cognitively manageable. Lastly, one of the biggest benefits of 5v5 was dramatically reduced queue times. Let's explore that. Queue time data. Oh, they actually brought out their data. Queue time data and context. The chart below shows rank play queue times after the introduction of role queue to Overwatch in 2019, compared to the queue times per role in Overwatch 2's 5v5 role queue format. As most of you can see, the shift to 5v5 role queue dramatically reduced queue times for players for all roles, and most notably the damage role, which is by far the most popular role. Yeah, 7.6 minutes for damage back in Overwatch 1, Overwatch 2, 2.5. Yeah, queue times are a lot better, 100%. Look at that. That's kind of incredible. Jesus. 7.5 minutes. I almost forget how long DPS queue times were, and all that just to play Doomfist to get like chain seed the whole game and not have fun at all. The biggest factor driving the difference between Overwatch and Overwatch 2 queue times is the ratio of players queuing for each role. We hear players speculate that long queue times are a result of not enough players playing Overwatch. That isn't the case, but instead that relative to the other roles, players generally queue tank less, leading to longer wait times for all while we wait for a tank to free up and find a proper match. So in practice, the actual ratio of players queuing for tank damage support is much closer to the current 1-2-2 format than the previous 2-2-2 format. As a result, the 5v5 role queue formats better mirrors actual player interest in each role, and making the switch resulted in shorter queues. Just my mic there, sorry. The sharp drop-off in queue times in October 2022 is when Overwatch 2, along with 5v5, shipped. The queue times of all heroes dropped and are now much shorter than they were in the 6v6 world. This is almost all because the game requires one less tank in a match. Not because tank is any better, keep that in mind. It's because there's one less tank, that's all. Tank isn't any better, obviously. If you look at the current queue times, you can see that there still is a lack of tanks compared to other roles. Just flipping the switch and returning 6v6 likely cause a return to previous queue times or worse. Yeah, no shit. Because you can't just magically flip the 6v6 switch and then it's like, oh, all the tanks are coming back. No, you need to improve the role, but balance it for 6v6 and then get back to that. Because I am done with 5v5. I have had enough with it. I'm over it. But, maybe go again, because the tanks are giga juiced, healing's giga juiced, damage is really high. Obviously in 6v6 you can't have that, so they need to, bring the health back down to what it was, and then change damage numbers back. It's going to be a lot. It would be a big change if they actually, well, I guess we'll go ahead and read. Thoughts on 6v6, here we fucking go. The game started its life with 6 players on each team. I discussed why we moved away from 6v6, but that doesn't mean it's without any merit. Yeah, okay. This is like a CEO buzzwords. It's like, I did everything I could to avoid these layoffs, but I needed to get that third yacht. You know what I mean? There were moments in madness that could have happened with 12 players in a match that just don't quite coalesce when there are 10. It was almost too much to keep track of. Correction, it was too much to keep track of at times, but that was part of the charm. Exactly. There are big moments in Overwatch 2, but they don't quite have the same chaotic, over-the-top feeling to them. Yes, there you go. Part of that chaos allowed players to feel less pressure in a match. There was an extra player to take up a bit of slack for someone that was performing poorly. Thank you, that's been like the big driving point. And since that player was a tank, they had quite a bit of impact. There were a lot more hit points and defensive capabilities to burn through, which had a stabilizing effect on gameplay. Teams would also fold a bit slower than they do now. Yeah. We went over some of the issues of tank synergy earlier, but having 2 of them allowed one to focus to protecting their backline while the other held the ground or pushed into the enemy team. Which, is a good thing. The tank role had a lot of depth and understanding how to work with the other tank on the team. The part of this mastery curve took a long time to learn, and for the small group of people devoted to it, that was part of its allure. We mentioned the difficulty of balancing tanks for 6v6 earlier, but the past year and a half has shown us that there are issues with balancing tanks for 5v5 as well. For much of Overwatch 2, tanks have been fairly balanced, but one of them for much of Overwatch 2, tanks have been fairly balanced, but for when one of them becomes a powerful outlier, like Mauga, that can be felt very strongly in the world of one tank. What's next? I'm scared. Okay, that was a lot of setup, and I think I put more effort into this than any essay I wrote in college. So where do we go from here? At the end of the day, we want to make the game that players want to play. Because of the challenges previously mentioned, because of the challenge mentioned previously, we are focused on making a 5v5 the best experience that it can be. However, because we operate as a service to our players, we will always remain open-minded to reevaluating our decisions based on your actions and feedback. To give you the best gaming experience we can, rather than introduce a disruptive permanent change to the game, we'd prefer to explore the space further and make changes based on that exploration. With that said, we're looking at running a series of events to try out different core team compositions to form Overwatch 2. The community has, just once or twice, suggested a test. Just once or twice. Suggested a test. Why not put various forms of 6v6 in the game in order to gauge the results? We agree, and based on your feedback, we're exploring how we can test different forms of 6v6 in the game to gauge the results. This is taking some time, however, for reasons that may not be readily apparent. The first, and honestly largest, reason is the need to do this in a way that allows the games to have the player optimize technical performance. I'm referring to frame rate memory constraints. Yeah, true. You need performance. You don't want people to crash all the time. With 12 players in a match, there can be quite a few upgrades and additions to Overwatch 2 that have an impact on the performance of the game. These range from new features like allied outlines and enabling healer vision by default. The addition of more technically demanding hero kits, as well as visual upgrades to UI, heroes, and maps. In a 6v6 setting, these upgrades can have a significant impact for our players, causing the game to underperform on older systems. Overwatch is a fast-paced game, and maintaining a game that runs smoothly across all our platforms is important for the player's experience. While limited time tests could arrive sooner, the team is still investigating exactly how long it will take to permanently increase performance across the game. This will be a large effort, though, and most likely take at least several seasons to accomplish. Another issue, and one that still gives me anxiety about opening this Pandora's box, is what to do with queue times if enough players prefer 6v6 to keep some form of it around. The team was not able to solve this issue previously. While we have some ideas now, there is no guarantee that they will work. Is there a world where people are willing to live long queue times to play this format? Maybe. But that is a pretty risky move to make. We also have tens of millions of new players that have only played 5v5. We want to be openly mindful and not frustrate those who like the game as it is today. The outcome of these tests would give a lot of valuable information to consider moving forward. We'd run the tests for a few weeks and gauge interest from the community. Then we'd measure the impact it had on the other experiences in Overwatch 2, like 5v5, arcade, etc. We take the lessons from this playtest, see what we can learn about the mode within the current game ecosystem and for the future of Overwatch. Well, let's see. We would reflect carefully on the learnings from whatever tests we run and explore how to give the best player as what's being asked for, whether that's a world of 5v5, 6v6, or even both. It's for future us to figure out. I'm going to jump on a soapbox for the moment. When you look at the changes to Overwatch since its inception, it's clear that many of those have reduced some of the variety within an Overwatch match. Yeah, but it wasn't a negative thing. You reduced the variety of an Overwatch match, but it was for the positive because you had some cancerous ass comps with these format changes. It was for the better. While much of this gets we get feedback from some players that Overwatch can feel the same from game to game. Because it's the same fucking game. While much of this gets attributed to 5v5, we feel that there is more at play here. Besides running experiments with 6v6, we'd also like to run some that re-examine the ways we tried solving previous problems, specifically with the goal of bringing some form of feedback back to Overwatch match without the severity issues that accompanied it. For instance, excuse me. Yeah, they weren't kidding. My voice is starting to hurt already, and I'm getting messages at the ass. I had to clear my throat. Alright. For instance, we think there could be better ways of putting a team together that aren't quite as rigid as a set composition, but not as loose as open queue. Define that. We'll be running at least one quick play hack based on this idea in Season 13. There are some gotchas in this direction, but after reading 400 pages of this blog, I hope you're all able to see that there are trade-offs to the many of the decisions that go into the game, and into any game, really. Let's wrap it up for now. Alright. Your feedback has driven both our inspiration and commitment to testing new ideas in-game. We want to be super thoughtful about how we implement new ideas into the game because there are millions of players who jump on Overwatch each season, and we want anything we put in-game to benefit the community as a whole. ultimately, the Overwatch team wants to continue building the game that you want to play season after season. This blog, or thesis rather, yeah, no kidding, this is a long one, but it needed to be. It's just the start of this conversation. This isn't the last time we're going to be getting into 5v5 or 6v6, and we can't wait to share about our plans for the future. In closing, we appreciate you so much, and we love seeing your passion and dedication to the game, Team 4, and the Overwatch community. The team hears you, and we see you, and we're incredibly thankful for this ride with all of you. Can't wait to share you with the upcoming months, and let's make a great game together. Do we check the comments? No. Yeah, I mean, I can't resist. I'm checking the comments. Yeah, that was... Alright, well, let me enable game audio again. Yeah, that was really good. That was a really good blog. That was very professional, too, because, you know, the discussion of 66 gets extremely heated. Like, very heated. So, it's nice to know that we're able to, talk about it, you know, without having blood be shed. That's a good thing. I'm glad to hear that they're actually going to test things out with 6v6 again. If you're going into the expectations of the blog with, like, they're just going to magically bring back 6v6, come on, be real. But, like, if you expected that to be, next season we're doing 6v6, it's going to take more time. In the time of bringing back 6v6, they're also going to keep trying things with 5v5. But the 6v6 idea is there. It's not like we're never going back, because obviously you saw. Let me bring Azrael back. Obviously you can see that they're working on it. I just read it. I just read that all, and it's possible. It's coming back. They're gonna test it, and we're gonna see how it plays. All right. They didn't acknowledge. One thing I expected them to acknowledge that they didn't was the 6v6 workshop game mode that's been really popular recently. I thought they were gonna address that because, and it's like the way people were talking on social media about it. I really thought they were gonna talk about it. But again, they said that this would not be the last time talking about 6v6. So I wonder if on the next blog, not the next blog, but the next time they talk about 6v6, they'll address the game mode. I think they should, because there's people rousing very interesting points, and it's like, hey, this is actually a lot of fun when you balance the game around it. I don't know, man. That was good. I enjoyed what I read. I mean, it was a good blog. It was long. I don't feel like talking much anymore. But now let's go enjoy some 5v5 gameplay, shall we? Excuse me. Oh man, I honestly can't believe I was reading that. Alright, had to respond to a massage. Game found. Antarctic Peninsula. Hopefully I'm a little more loud now, because I noticed, you know, last stream I was very quiet. And we don't want that to happen. There we go. Oopsies. Hold on. Maybe that should help. There we go. Immediately increase frame rates. I mean, I don't have a lot to say about that because, like, there's a lot we could talk about with, you know, I mean, they're trying, is what I can say. They're not actively ignoring 6v6, and they will run tests with that. It's not, obviously, I feel like, yeah, again, it was unreasonable to expect that, oh, we're just gonna magically bring it back, and that's gonna be that. Like, there's no point in thinking that. And if you did think that, you know, next time don't. Ah! Now I kinda gotta focus on this game. Did Kiri die? It was a bad drat. I am dead. I just realized my health was back to white. Not entirely sure why. Oh my. Die. Oh.
Glory's absolute.
I got pulsed. It's one of those things where I can't kill anything. It is first game too, so you know. Okay, I just hit the wall. Whoa, frames, come back. I didn't get that beat. I got right-clicked. I also got flashed, but it's not a good first game. I can touch for last here. Oh no, he exploded. I'm getting I got a sandwich there is what happened. It's unfortunate. We walked out on Junk and Genji. Two DPS, probably the worst DPS to play against Azaria. It's alright. It's round 1. That's why there are multiple rounds in this game. Hello.
For antis on their honor or cast. I'd like us to go for them instead of Azar. I think it'll work better.
I think so too. I want that Cassidy to die. He's not dying. Whee! Oh, you missed that sleep. And the anti. Fun. No. I want to live. There you go. Nice. Ooh, I jumped over that sleep. Deserved! There you go. I was gonna get that turret. Oh god. I want to exist.
He can die.
Nice.
We're down pylon.
Damn, I need to pick it up.
Cast split right side.
Ah!
Still slept.
Let me exist.
He's gonna primal. Overnight.
He is not gonna primal. Oh, damn it. There goes 525 HP, just like that.
Slept.
Good lord. I just really don't appreciate how my health bar just goes away. I quite don't like that. Cool.
Slept. He's waking.
I guess I also got slept. Cool beans. Super cool beans. I can't kill anything. Nice. Touch point. There you go. Laurie got antied. Come on. Oh my god. I kept eating every anti, every sleep. I ate that shit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I forget I can just, you know, re-queue there. That's a great first game. That really gets me motivated for the future of 5v5. They didn't, like, you see, a lot of things, and the big problems with 5v5 is there's, you know, it's a lot of hoops you gotta go through just to get that balance, you know? Balance, quote unquote. Because, like, ever since the change, we've had to introduce millions of passives, damage reductions, CC immunity for one specific role. Like, you know what I mean? If you're doing all that just to make the game work, you know, why even bother? Why not just go back to what worked previously? And that's the big thing that I didn't feel like was answered. Yeah. Clear all these railings. Alright. Oh, junk grenades. Okay, I expected him to die. There you go. There you go. Hey there. Excuse me. Oh my god. No! Thank you. Yeah, get out of here. No, thank you, buddy. Oh dear. At least you hit. Kaboom! Get out of here. One thing I also didn't mention is just like how with one tank, you know, there's a lot more pressure on that one player. They only mentioned Q times and shit. I didn't notice at the beginning. I've been thinking about it this whole time. But I mean, that's kind of a big part of it. It's like you want to get a pleasurable like gaming experience, having like two players in the lobby of the 10 have a little less stress on them. Pretty nice. Couldn't touch. Oh dear. Am I gonna get barraged? Okay. They did though. Weird. Normally you just solo barrage the tank. Ah, Jesus Christ. What's going on over here, Winstoney? Fuck it. Let's get Kiri to teleport. There you go. Oh, I missed. Nope, you miss. That was really weird. Alright, screw this, I gotta get on point. I wanted to get that tracer, but you know, it is what it is. Oops. Ah, it's over. I am dead. is that guy talking about? Get off my ass. Rolled. Nerd. Oops! Alright, we're good. Oh, that was close. Oh, come on. Oh my god, he's cheating, probably. Maybe not. Wow. Nah, she's got barrage. Idiot. Dumbass! Ah! Don't let him through. Ooh! It's me! Die! Enough of that 80 strafing. There we go. Oh! Oopsie doodle.
Stay in sight, and I'll keep you safe.
These people move past the crisis so quickly. I envy that.
Alright, I think we're good. Trouble's here. Whatever you say, Kiri. I'm standing on the point. No longer standing on the point. Oh, the Lucio's won. No! Oh, come on. Can one of you just give me a punch? Man, screw you. Now, why would you do that? You gotta be careful. There we go. junk 1. There you go. That you do. I don't know if I can provide it. You really just get crushed. Are we being for real? Our Kiriko got crushed. I was hoping that would get somebody.
Objective captured. Look at me go.
Oh my god, can you just... This is so stupid, can you just die? Oh my god, I'm getting so mad. That diva just wouldn't demech. Okay, I fucked up the rollout. Ooh, big cleanse. I'm so sorry, Kiri. Oh my god, I can't get anything done. Oh my lord. Gotcha. I live. I don't like playing Numbani. I don't know if you notice. Was Ana really AFK? I'm assuming that's what the Ana calls were. I guess she was AFK. It sucks. What was that? Thought I heard something. We're back in it. Dorado, huh? There's no luck today. Get some poo-poo ass maps. And now we wait.
Mission readiness protocols engaged. I'm good to go.
Let's finish this quickly.
Ba-da-da-dun.
Concentrated fire.
It's too much hellos. What's What's up? Alright, let's just keep moving this thing. They don't seem to care. Ow. Oh my god. Oh, Lord. There you go. Oh my lord. Keep C9, maybe, probably. I'm just escorting it. Alright, cool. Kia, keep destroying their backline. Keep pushing that cart. I mean, whatever works, works. Oops! Let's see. I am totally fine. Ooh. Die! Alright. Very nice, very nice.
Hey there.
Hey there. I should have checked for Sombra. Oops. Yeah, they end up Sombra now. Very fun. Oh, ouch. I went the wrong way. I'm shocked that Widow is alive. Wow, wow. Yeah, get fucked, Bob. I just got bashed. Cool, dude. I love how far Bash just sent me there. Not Bash, whatever. Brig Whip. That's so cool. Oh my god, that brig should have been dead. There you go. I'm just gonna escort this thing the whole way. Hope you do not mind. Okay, that magically didn't kill you. You're so boring. Not Reaper. I really thought I was gonna. Nah, she turned off the lights on me. Wow, I exploded. Jesus. Oh yeah, get in there. Yeah. There you go. Look at that, beautiful.
My ultimate is charging. Over here.
Rodog 2, gotta love it. I don't care if he was nano, that's horse shit. I do not care if that man was nano boosted, BAP window, whatever. Dumb. Stupid. Jesus, man, full counter swap. They didn't. I just realized in the blog still. Obviously, I'm still thinking about it. Obviously, because it's kind of like, you know, big thing for the game. They didn't address counter swapping, not even once. And the question everyone is wondering is, why did they just neglect counter swapping? I cannot believe I lived that. Okay. Whoa. Dude, that was so far away. Cool beans. Let me ult. Get out of here. There we go. All these damn counters. Get out of here.
Score 3-0. Switching sides.
Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Just a bunch of nerds. Excuse me.
What experience do you possibly have to this mission? Last week, my friends and I sank a Hashimoto party boat. So, nothing.
Look at that smoke right there. Do you like my sword? First thing came to mind. Ow. Oh, I'm dead. I live! Die, Brig! Just die! My god, you don't die. 3 HP. 3 whole HP, man. What are you going to do? Oh god, that would have been nice to know before we were about to push. I probably should have checked, I'm gonna be honest. But, you know, I didn't. I don't think she'd be that close to Kitsune already. Youch.
No one can hide from my sight.
I see one.
I pressed the Q button! Whatever, man.
Volunteer. Do not provoke me.
Oh, I got hooked twice. I can't believe I couldn't hit one shot on that Sombra. Oh, cool. Oh, he didn't have ammo. What an idiot. Oh, okay, I'm cooked. Nope. No way, I missed! Get out of my face. Dude, like, come on. Fun. Oh my god, this is so unfun. Yeah, the fact they didn't mention counter swapping not one time in that whole blog is a little, like, ass. Oh my god, dude. Dude, enough! Oh, I'm dead. Oh my god, Suzu. That Suzu was insane. Like, really? I just get taken away. Pulled around the corner and literally nothing I can do, man. Roadhog is so fucking fun to go against. Dude, get off me. Nerd. Get out of here. Jesus, this has been infuriating. Thank God off Sombra, but now it's Cassie. Like, we want to explore like the future of 5v5. Oh my lord. Neat, man.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
I'm so pissed. I can't believe that.
Switching sides.
Hog? Because I'm playing Hog right now. But then why Nano? I wasn't low. What was the point of the Nano? I can't spell.
What experience do you possibly find in this mission? Last week, my friends and I sank a Hashimoto party bomb. So, nothing.
It was a miscommunication is all. Oh god. Nope. Oh, guess who's up? There we go. Ah, okay. Nope. No, don't. No, oh my god. Back on Sombra.
Watch here.
Understood. Watch here.
Stop it. I will take this. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. That was a good push, though. Off 1 minute. That's a good push. Good push, good push. Oops, I forgot I was gonna turn off the setting in Streamlabs. I forgot where to go though. Hello there, Emily. Nice to see you here. I already went over the 6v6 or 5v5 dev blog. It's alright. It's fine. Didn't address a lot of the things about the game that are really frustrating, like counter swapping and all that jazz. But it is what it is. There we go. I will stay over here. Oh god. Uh-oh. No. Ooh, fun. I enjoy that. No, that was cool. Jesus. His ultimate is charging. No, just let him cap it. Don't even bother. There we go. Oh Christ, I'm dead. Oh, I live. Lucio, one! Ah, the Sombra's dead! It's over, it is over! Victorious. Over! Thank God. That was a miserable match. They all counter-swapped. And I still performed! Ah! A Duke hit with the sleep there. Very good Suzu, by the way. Oh, what a suffering and what a suffering shitty experience of the shitty experience is what it was. just gonna shoot some shit. Oops. Sweet. New Queen Street. Oh, not that guy on the other team. He is very willing to swap to Sombra, and he'll probably walk out on Sombra now that he sees me on the other team. This is gonna suck. Oh boy, I'm excited. Oops, where'd I go? Oh, here. Jesus, where do I go? I don't know how to turn off the titles. Get out of here, pal. Get that thing. Oh, come on, man. Just die. Whatever, man. See ya! No! There you go. Yeah, die! I almost thought a sim was gonna get him out, not today. Oops! Alright. Throwing a nade at yourself probably isn't gonna save anything. That's a pulse bomb, brother. Ow, man. Jesus. Old dumpage. Get out of the way. Oh yeah, Nanoblade, get in there. Not again, okay. Jesus. Oh, I saw a Widow up there. Oh, I'm just okay. I want to do something with that punch. Alas, couldn't. Come on, of course that turret was destroyed right before I got punched. Okay, ow. Yeah, everybody collapse on me. Oh, I just happened to get shattered right next to the pulse bomb. That's so unfortunate. Well, I'm having a lovely time playing Overwatch video game. Cancelled Cole. Get out of here. There you go. Uh-oh, I made a mistake. Yeah, I made a horrible mistake. Nice. Oh, keep moving it then, Genji. Look at that.
We're not bad.
Okay. No, it's fine. Because the Ana hit one cooldown, and then I was, you know, that was the end of it for me. Like, their Ana through... Oh my lord. Get out of here. Oops, I missed. Okay, he's probably waiting on that so he can shatter. we go, nice.
He was this way. Just get out.
You're 4 against 4.
You're not set up. We can't fight.
Mine's 1.
Oh my god. If I mess up another slam, I'm gonna freak out.
One corner. One shot. Corner one. Right. I'm gonna speak that.
We're at the end. Don't leave the robots.
Down for
You guys don't have any support up there.
Awesome. Good to know.
I'll beat you.
Well, yeah, what exactly am I supposed to do? I have to stay on the robot. That sure sucks.